Morning, Rashid. Pleasure having you with us at Cultinno.
Yeah, morning,
Culti-
Jacob. It's our pleasure.
so Cultinno basically is a platform or a social enterprise which we've created to create a culture of innovation, or you could call it a cult of innovators. So whichever way we're talking about creating a group of innovative minds, if you could call it
Great,
that.
great.
And why this conversation with you? Fundamentally, we need to motivate people to innovate,
Yeah.
create solutions for day-to-day problems,
Mm,
and also make them understand that this is not rocket science. It is just a
exactly.
process that needs to be followed. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for agreeing to be with us, and hopefully by the end of this, we would have had some nice snippets which will enable future innovators to get their act together and think. So as a first question, probably what I would ask you is, can you give us a quick overview of your latest innovation? And I think that's what you're known for. I don't want to tell everyone what you do, but I would like you to say it because I'm sure that will give a better.
Sure. Thanks, Jacob. First of all, thanks, Jacob. And I really like your ideas. So basically, to innovate, to support the innovations or to motivate the people to come forward for creating a lot of innovation, that's absolutely what we require. And as we all know, our country is all right now surplus with the youth, where we can definitely utilize it in a bigger way, in a best way, which will solve a lot of issues in our society, in the technical challenges, technical gaps. We can fill that. And not only that, our economy can be boosted in a much faster pace than what we are predicting right now. So that's absolutely what you guys are doing is like amazing. And so now we also came with a kind of ideas and mindset, especially to support the society. So all these things will start from our intention to solve some problems, and through solving that problem, it should help the people. So that should be an ideal case, or that should be how a business also should run. Because whatever we are creating, if it is not solving a problem, then even that business will not sustain. And likewise, there is no worth for that product or service, whatever it is. So even if you check any small product, from a small product to a bigger product, the thing is like, I mean, it is the same only. So we created actually the robot called Bandicoot. It is the world's first robot for cleaning manholes without any human intervention. So how we came into this is that's also a different story, because I'm a computer engineer, so graduated in 2016. So during that time, so there's an accident happened where the people died while cleaning the sewage. So as we are from a village, so there is no such kind of a sewage or nothing is there. But the news has flashed in the dailies saying that these people died while cleaning the manholes and the sewage. At that time only we came to check more on the issue, why this is happening, and why the humans are dying. That is a serious issue. So we started checking the details. We started digging about more details on that, and the results were quite shocking, because this is a problem which is happening from decades or from hundreds of years. This is the same model where the people are forced to clean the sewage or clean the human excreta or the waste which are coming from the household or maybe from industry or maybe from the shops, everything that the humans only need to be cleaned by themselves. So we also quite, desperate why this is. And we are right now sending the spaceship to Mars. That's like in a kind of big things we are doing. And why we are not able to just send some technology which is just 10 feet below the ground. So as we are not talking anything about a big rocket science, we are not telling us to send a rocket to down the, kilometers or like that. Nothing like that. Just like in a 10 feet, hardly few meters only. What we understood is like it is about the perception of the people, or maybe the negligence of the people, or in the society, or maybe because of the name manhole. Because the thing is like the name indicates that manhole means that man have to enter into this hole. The name, it's a very simple thing,
Yeah.
but it makes sense also. That is the difference. So we thought, okay, it might be a reason also. The people might not be thinking, because in their daily run, oh, manhole means that man only have to enter into this hole. So it is getting like that. So what we done is like, first we took a decision that we will create the robot for cleaning the manhole without human intervention. That's the number one what we do. And the number two, what we done is like we planned to change the name also from manhole to robohole. That means now onwards the people will think in a different way that okay, robohole means like robot only have to enter into this hole. So that is the change what we try to create, because the architecture of this manhole or the construction of this manhole also in a way that the entry diameter of this manhole will be smaller, but the inner diameter will be bigger,
Mhm.
so that the man can enter once reached inside, then they have to use their hand shovel to collect all the waste from the corners and then give it to outside. So basically, the requirement of the human involvement or the flexibility, basically, we can talk, because the humans are the most complex system in the universe. So that kind of a flexibility that is being used inside the manhole. So what we also thought is like only such a flexible air technology can remove that problem. Then we thought that okay, robot is the best option where we take all the actions of a human, how that human is doing inside the manhole. In the same way we will do here also. So we have done in a way. So what we done is like we designed the robot which can go into this any depth, and we have given the robotic arms which can go to these corners of the manhole, collect the waste, and entire operations we can see using the IP68 night and evolution cameras. Because here in the in a manual scavenging, they are looking by their eyes and they are using the shovels or hand to get the waste from the corners. So all these things we just replicated, we just copy to a robotic system. Then the robot, right now the robot is doing all these operations without any fatigue. And the other problem with this manhole scavenging is if they stand inside a manhole more than 20 minutes, they will die. They will get unconscious, asphyxiated inside a manhole, and they will die. That's why we are seeing a lot of accident news. Even last week also there was 2 persons died. So it is in a common news right now. It is flashing like that. So that's what we thought. Okay, this is the biggest scenario that we need to solve, and that's how we started creating this robotic technology.
So if I understood you correctly, Rashid, so there were two things at play here. One was emotion and
Yeah,
one was necessity. Right?
necessity.
So
Exactly.
you had emotion and necessity playing out for you as a problem, and you went out to find a solution for both. Because on
Yeah,
the emotional side, you were getting disturbed by this, and you
yeah,
realized necessity. So,
necessity.
so am I right if I tell you that the starting point was the death of a particular person you saw in a newspaper? Was that the emotion or the trigger point for you?
Yeah, exactly. Because the thing is like so far we don't know about the sewage. We don't know what is manhole.
Mhm.
Because there are some problems which are away from us if we are I mean living in a village, or if we are like that. So it depends. Because of the geography, we will be different problem. We can see the different problems from day to day.
So for example, when something triggers us, a
Mm,
problem triggers us, the next thing we go ahead is try and find a solution to it, right?
of
And
course.
and and when we think of it first as elementary, it's a very simple thing. We
Yeah.
have I'll find a solution. So could you kind of elaborate a bit on after this trigger point, what
Mm.
were the challenges that you faced from the initial concept that you had to the first prototype that you made?
Yeah. So initially, so when we found this problem, actually we don't know what is manhole basically at that time also, because
Mhm.
we haven't seen ever in our life. So other the first time while just after the college, we what we done is like we went to Kerala Water Authority. Through the support of Kerala Startup Mission in Kerala, they are supporting ecosystem for us, and it was in a great time. At that time, we got the support from the time IT Secretary also, Shiv Shankar sir, and the Kerala Startup Mission, and especially from our Honorable CM as well. So because, as you said, the emotion and the necessity both are there for everyone, but they don't know what to do. So that is the gap also arises there. So what we done is like we went to the Kerala Water Authority to understand the design of the sewage system, because without knowing about that particular sector, especially the dimensions or how it is design architecture style, we will not be do we can't do anything. So that's a basic thing. So what we done is like we went there, and the first when they opened the manhole cover, the fumes were, oh, I can't elaborate how it is. It's just going through my nose and getting into my head like that, and it's creating such a pain also. That fumes. It's a first time experience for me also. Then what we done is like along with my friends, so we started take that how it is working. We started talking with the workers who entered this manhole. We started working with them. We asked them what is it and how is it you are doing. What are the challenges inside? We started taking that details from them, and then we talked with the officials also, how the like the engineers over there, how it is working and what are the challenges for you also while doing this manual cleaning. So they give a lot of ideas, they give a lot of their problems and everything they shared. So initially what we thought is like they require something that is moving inside through the lines or something like that. So we created the first design like that. But the thing is like then the officials said that this is not what they don't want, what they want. They want something else which can go completely into the manhole, clean that area completely. Because humans are entering to clean that particular place only, and that's all happening there only. Then we changed our design again. Then we created the first bot. So there was challenges because the first time when we were creating, we also that design was not that much robust, or that was not that much compact. It was a little bulky size. So one the first trial that we done in Trivandrum Medical College, they also have these sewage networks. So there also these kind of issues are happening. Which what we got is like on the first entry, on the first trial itself, we got the waste like these scissors, syringes, this hospital type waste, and that was there. So what are the issues? Like the people from there also used to put their waste inside that sewage. So we used to get that from that sewage network. It was a successful first trial also. The officials were really appreciated the design and that much our support and our dedication to create this robot. And we completed the first. And again, we took a lot of feedback from the again with the workers, officials, and iterated the robot and created the best variant of it.
What
Because
challenges did
for
you face, Rashid, in this whole process? What were the challenges that you were facing? Because uh,
one is that obviously to get the design of this manhole, because sometimes it is different from the drawing also, because the contractors or the constructors, while they're creating, there will be some differences will be there, so we need to understand that. And the first challenge what we done is what we got is like understand the manhole, because so far we are just sitting inside a AC room or just doing some education. So since I'm a computer engineer, so I just need to work on the computer only. No need of going all to these dirty places. But the thing is like then entire thing is changing. You can just think of that from a white collar type to that we need to go to a complete a place where a lot of where nobody will dare to go there. Only these workers only used to go there. So that we need to go and inspect it. That was our first challenge, to be frank. But
so am I right if I ask you? I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm just trying to
okay,
get more information. Am I right if I tell that we need to be able to go to the environment where the solution is required? We cannot sit in an office. We need to go right to
yeah,
where the environment is. And for you in
yes,
particular, the environment was that manhole.
exactly,
Uh,
exactly.
See, I see two problems there also. See,
Mm,
one is, okay, we had the problem where we have a manhole and we had to get the man going in.
yeah,
But when you find a solution, you are
mm,
you are going to find a complex solution.
yeah,
Had to have a very simple interface because the people using this will
exactly.
not
That's the
be
point.
very so when you look at when you look at the solution, we cannot think in terms of as an engineer who's conceptualized a solution. We
Right,
think of probably the worker who was supposed to go into the manual, operate a machine which will.
exactly.
So how did you conceptualize this part of it? Because I think this is where I think the challenge would have come in.
Yeah, yeah. So there are different types of challenges that we can bifurcate. Basically, that is the same in all the all the product development. So one is that what I said is like that is the first problem challenge that we need to address. That is completed. Then it will come to the technological challenge also will come, and then that implementation challenge will come. There is a different level of challenges will be there. So that when we completed the first level, then we came to the second of creating how to address the challenge of technological. So as you mentioned, that is obviously the first part is to create the best robust solution as simple compact solution. Because when we are also creating the robot, we always focus to create the or develop the best solution which can remove the human intervention. And likewise, we need to rehabilitate the existing sanitation workers to robot operators. Like that is also very important. Why? Because if we are not considering these laborers, automatically these laborers will not get any kind of a job, because there's a lot of social discrimination is happening and they don't know anything, they are not educated, so obviously they will go something very bad situation. So it was our mandate to do something for them. So what we thought is like it is always easy, or the best way it will be if they can be trained to operate this robot, so that their entire life can be scaled up or skilled up to a different and a higher level. So that was our thought. So what we done is like we after identifying about the design challenges, then we got into the technology building. So we created the best technology. We are at that time we are a team of 8 engineers from different backgrounds. So I'm looking at that computer part, software designing, and my other co-founders who are mechanical engineers, electrical engineers, electronic. So they are into looking into different segments where it will be helpful to design the complex but like easy solution. So we done in such a way that we created such a easy product. Then we were given the focus for the UI part also to give a best UX for the user experience for these workers. And even for the same, we have collaborated with the Google also, and we went to their office, Google India, Bangalore office, and we have spent around 2 months over there just for creating this user interface. And we created a beautiful, a simple user interface That is not from an engineering perspective, because if I work, if I create a UI like on the perspective for engineers can do it very well, but from a layman perspective, we need to do it. And Google is very renowned for that, how simple they can create everything. So we done that with the support from them, and we completed that drafting and designing the UI and the technology. And after that completion, we have checked with the workers also. The experience, the output, the feedback from them was also quite exciting for us, and that was really worth of our all hard work also, because they were easy to understand and they were easy to use the robot without any hiccups. Inside the robot, they don't know what is happening, but the thing is, like, from what they are seeing, just a symbol, even easier than a small mobile, a smartphone. So that is the first things that what we also put forward before entering into the business or into the implementations.
So, if so, for example, what I find rather fascinating is something triggered you, and normally when we talk technology, we talk about replacing the person who's doing something with a machine. That is generally the perception.
Yeah.
Here, what you've done is actually enable the person who's doing this to do his job in a better, easier, and more efficient manner.
Exactly.
And I think that is where innovation comes into play, where you're actually enabling or improving productivity, etc. Because I'm sure if you take out the human interface in all this, suddenly this becomes a different issue altogether, and you will create a new set of problems. And you touched upon that. You touched upon the fact that a sanitation worker will not have anything to do if that is done. So, but again, the field that you've chosen, and many times what happens is when we are trying to do something new or we're trying to create solutions, there are always roadblocks, right? And particularly for you, when you're looking at something which is sanitation, so government interaction, bureaucratic interaction, and not something very sexy as today. So, what were the discouragements, or what were the things that actually kept pulling you down or back? And what was it that actually kept you keeping going forward? So you had something which was always tugging at the back, I'm sure, and you must have asked yourself, why am I getting into this? But I'm sure there must be something more motivating which actually said, no, I have to find a solution for this. So give me a little.
So it is actually an easy process also. It's basically about our thoughts or how we are taking the problem to our side. So especially if you are creating or innovating something, the first thing is like how to change the negatives to positive. That is the easy part. So even if I consider that the sanitation is a dirty job, then I will not be able to work there. I'll be pulled down, or I'll automatically withdrawn from that activity. But instead of that, if I take that same negative problem in a positive way, like thinking that sanitation, the people are entering there, our fellow beings, they are also like us only. And again, these humans are entering to clean our waste, our human waste, not somebody else. So for example, if it's in a human, to a sewage or manholes near to a colony, they are cleaning the human excreta and which are from that humans only nearby. So the reason behind that we only humans. So if you think that automatically that negative turns as a positive fuel to run that. That's the number one that we always keep. And likewise, thinking about these humans, give a better job for them. That will make more sense. And whenever we are meeting these bureaucrats or government officials, we tell all this matter to them. So what we are going to be, this is the entire plan. They will also get understood very much about this issue. They also keep supporting us. There are a lot of officers who keep supporting these projects, and the government of India also right now started like the Swachh Bharat mission and the Startup India, Make in India, for supporting the technology, for making a better environment. Like that it goes. So what I felt is like this change the mindset that should be there in all the innovators. It should have. Then only we can also advance on the creating the technology. And like with the more fuel or the positive things which are coming is like the smile on these people. That gives more interesting thing. None of other things, materialistic thing, can bring that. Especially even if you're getting like in a millions or billions, that will not bring that happiness. Because the thing is like when they come to see that you saved our life means like what else more than that what we require. So that's a kind of positive fuel, which I'm saying from the emotional side, because obviously we are emotional beings, not like in a full time. We can't say that we are logical beings or like sometimes.
No, I agree 100% with you, because I've always felt that emotion is what tugs you forward. No, the minute it is something else which is motivating you, it's very easy to get down. But if there's an emotion which is actually motivating you, whatever happens, that emotion is far stronger than everything else.
Yeah, exactly. So that is the point. Very easy, small thing, but it will keep. Even the technology part is coming, obviously, so that this positive fuel will run, or that will boost the technology creation. Even when we are creating the innovations, we were like working in 24/7 like that, because the thing is like we are not going outside also in our lab. We 8 engineers just sitting there doing the works day and night, and probably taking few hours for the quick nap, then again back to work. So it was that time like that where we always push ourselves to
Mhm.
creating creating more technology.
So Rashid, so just to pivot a little, what
Yeah.
would you consider yourself a born innovator, or would you say that no, I became an innovator? So what would you consider yourself?
That is a tough question, basically. Because the thing is like I'm pretty much focused or pretty much interested on the social services, basically.
Mhm.
So even from my childhood onwards, I'm quite interested on the social services, that kind of project. Even before this starting the about this project also, I've been doing other projects in the software industry, robotics, where we can do something for the society. It was like that. But obviously, what I felt is like when there is some challenges come in front of me, I always would like to take it. And I don't know how to call it, whether it is right now I'm just doing it or I'm a born innovator. I don't know how to
So
define.
you like solving problems, if
Yeah,
I could put it
obviously.
that way,
Exactly.
and with your skill set, you try to solve it in the best possible way.
Yeah, yeah. With not only with my skill set, I'll always it is in a teamwork that we
So that
always keep to. Yeah,
and that involves that's a skill set, right? Having five
yeah,
people and see doing it alone
yeah.
is
So
very easy.
nothing will happen if we are targeting
Yeah.
to do something alone. Nothing will happen. It may
So
take our lifetime to do a small job. Instead of that, if it's a teamwork, it can be done in a shorter time.
So we keep saying, no, India is a jugaad country. No, we find quick fix solutions to everything, which need not last.
Mm,
And innovation is not given its priority. So as long as I find something quick, fix it. Till it goes wrong again, I forget about it.
mm,
And they say that this is because of the ecosystem that India has.
mm.
What would you suggest to improve this whole setup?
Yeah, so actually, I think there is a lot of changes has happened that, because the thing is like people will say that a jugaad, okay, fine, that, but it is happening from I think maybe around 5 10 years back or something time like that. Because right now, even if you look at the ecosystem, even right now in India itself, even the spaceships are created by the startups with a high quality.
Mm,
And even if I take our case itself, we started in 2017, and the first robot also, the first initial level where we implemented, it's still running. So what I would like to say is that the quality wise, the people are very much focused right now. The people are creating in a bigger way. The products also getting in a very much and a technological wise, also the quality wise, also the experience wise, how to provide to the people. That's all has added a lot. Even if we just think of this Ola also, they are also Indian made companies, and there are many companies that we can count. And even in the automotive industry, especially in the software industry, if you look on the software industry also, the best software is created from India only, not from outside. The best user friendly, and likewise the best, I mean, standing software, and like with the product also, because there is a what I saw is like a lot of policy level change also happening recently right now. Because even for the initially, even if we check the defense also, initially it was like everything was imported. We were like importing from Russia, US, Israel. We used to do like that. But now that is also again changed. Now we are creating everything by our own. Even the INS also that we recently launched, that also created by our Indian engineers only. And even
So you feel that the ecosystem is actually changing positively to
yes,
enable innovation, right?
of
That's the
course, yes,
feeling
of
that you
course,
have.
yes, because that is the biggest mindset that we also always keep to take it further forward. And I think that youth and even the country is always focusing to export the technology, not importing right now. The entire mindset has right now nowadays has changed a lot.
So if I were to ask you, so what do you think is the greatest hurdle uh, an innovator faces in India, probably? And what do you think you can do to motivate people with a passion to solve problems through innovative solutions? Uh,
Yeah, but to be frank, actually, there are a lot of things has changed right now. And if somebody want to innovate something, our ecosystem is so open right now. Because
mhm,
initially, for example, initially when we were working, there was grants also. Right now, the grants has increased. There are different companies are coming forward. Even the CSR funds that are coming forward to support the innovations. So that's number one. The first hurdle for any innovator is that first creating the first product and getting the first customer. Both are the tough jobs. And if we can get a good solution for both, entire, like we can say that 70% of that problem of an innovator has solved. Rest is just 30 to scale it. So the part has right now become more easier. So here now the Kerala, even in Kerala, there's an occasion that grant is there. Kerala Startup Mission, that
mhm.
innovation grant is there, scale up grant is there. and the first order also they can bring it. And because for getting a first order from a government, if it's in that work, for example, the client is a government, getting the first order, they will go asking experience criteria, whether have you done many projects, how much revenue you have. So those kind of questions are normal. But all these are getting wiped if they are in a startup. And if they're innovating something, they don't require anything because there are startup exemptions are there. Under the DPIIT, there are a lot of exemptions are there. Even they don't require these past previous years of experience, not required. And likewise, this turnover, that exemption is there. And even without any other parties, because always in the government procurement, they will say that they require multiple clients or they want to compare the product with the other similar product. So if you're creating a unique product, the question is like how you are going to compare it. That's a question basically. We also faced it in the first phase. But right now the thing is like they can give up to 50 lakhs of rupees. They can give the order without any kind of a comparison. So only the issue will be on the first purchase order only. First they got the order on the first phase, then it is not an issue for them. They can boost their model.
So basically, it's a lack of awareness, right, Rashid? I think most
right
people
now,
don't know this. So
maybe like that.
if you were to ask, or you were to tell me, or you were to do something, you would say we need to create awareness amongst the younger generation or the innovators that there are a lot of government facilities and it's not. So there is an ecosystem which is there. It's just that we are not aware of it.
Maybe not aware of it, where maybe we are not accessing it. And there are a lot of funds, even the BARAC funds, I think the biotechnology department, they are giving, I think, around 1 crore or more than that also, if they require, if the innovation require like that, because some innovations may require a lot of funds if it's coming to the hardware or maybe into the bio industry. So those kind of sector support, they're all already in our ecosystem. Only need to access right now. Initially, if we talk, I mean, 10 years or 15 years back, then it is absolutely that we don't have any support at that time. But right now, it is not in a case like that.
So Rashid, all of us have role models, right? So who is your role model?
So
it could be anyone. No, it doesn't have to be a very. It could be simply. So I keep telling people my grandfather is my role model. So it needn't be someone outside, or it could be someone outside.
So actually, not like a kind of a role model that I personally don't have, but the people inspire me like that. That is what always keeping me. So, for example, we recently raised a round from them and have taken investment from the Sridhar Bambu also. So how we connected is that his work actually inspired us. So how he is doing and what are his vision towards building a nation also. He is always focusing on the decentralized model and making a clusters and developing that area, and then automatically it will come as a centralized model to bring a bigger nation. So that's the one thing. And obviously our previous APJ Abdul Kalam sir, obviously he is like an inspiration for everyone, no doubt on that. Definitely he always pushing us to dream a lot, dream beyond what you can do or what you imagine. So even if you look just this side or that side itself.
So in the current context, if I may just add to this question, is there someone you'd love to meet or work with? Who you find will truly inspire you to take your things to the next level? One person who you would love to meet or work with.
So there are a few persons, but definitely I would say that the people like one is that Elon Musk. Definitely, how actually I'm quite inspired how he's creating such a kind of an companies and face to face, like in a parallel way. He's having different companies. So I'm just curious, like how he's doing such a kind of things in a multi-world. So yeah, one day.
So probably this is a question I should have asked you first, but I wanted to ask it. I wanted to ask you a question. I wanted to ask you this at the end.
Okay.
So the question I'm going to ask you is, if, for example, you were to give an elevator pitch about what you're doing today in 1 minute, what would you say?
About my technology or about
what you're doing today? So your company and Bandicoot, what you're doing today. So you've met someone and you want to just tell them, and the guy's got a minute or two. What would you tell the person?
So it is easy. So in my perspective, I will always say that we are developing technologies for the humankind, supporting the humankind, and what we are right now. This is one of our technology. Bandicoot is one of our technology, which will remove the human intervention in cleaning this sewage network. And likewise, we are developing a lot of technology for humankind. Likewise, creating a good business, especially as always required.
Very nice. So basically, you're enabling humans to do their job better through technology. If I can put it in the shortest possible.
Yeah, like in a few words, if you can tell.
No, I was trying to make it as brief as possible. No?
Yeah, making a half sentence also.
Yes. No, I keep doing this. No, I keep what I try doing is I keep bringing it smaller and smaller and smaller. Because
good.
if we can get that, then I say I have clarity on what I'm doing. If I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
able to do that, I say I don't have clarity on what I'm doing. And it's helped me quite a lot. And I've stayed out of certain businesses because I've not been able to get that clarity.
Okay. Cool.
So I just no, but thank you, Rashid, so much for your time.
Thank you.
I hope we from Cultinno will be able to get in touch with you and just follow up on your work and stuff.
Sure. It's a pleasure. Looking
Please do
forward.
look into our website also. It's cultinno.ai. I will send you the details.
Yes.
Have a look at
Definitely.
it. We're trying to get people involved in the innovation process, find solutions to problems, have a social outlook towards this. All of us who are doing it, this is not our business. We have our
Yeah.
businesses to run. We are doing this purely from a social perspective.
Yeah.
Saying, can we create an innovation hub or an innovation culture? Can we make India the next innovation hub of the world?
Of course, yes. Yeah.
And I think that's
We're
the
more
larger
happy for
context.
that. More happy for that. And call me in every time. I'm more happy for that. Definitely.
And thank you so much. And looking forward to meeting you in person whenever I'm in
Sure.
Trivandrum or when you're in Cochin or whatever.
Sure.